Someone recognized Charlie, knowing that he was Mr. Wade who led Hong Kong Master to death at the metaphysical conference, so they shouted, "Mr. Wade, you are the supreme of Nongguang? This spring pill, surely did he refine it himself? Please show mercy and refine a batch for us old men. We are willing to offer the highest price." Charlie thought to himself, if people knew that he could regenerate the spring pill, he would not be at peace in this life, so he said lightly, "Even if I am the supreme master of Nongguang, there are some things that I can't do with my ability." As Charlie said, he couldn't help showing a look of regret, saying, "According to my research, this rejuvenation pill is a product from a genius doctor and warlock in ancient times, and it is a pill that was refined for emperors and generals. This pill is extremely refined. Difficult, many medicines have even disappeared, and even the refining method has been lost. It is impossible to re-refining, but rest assured, if I have the ability to copy the rejuvenating pills in the future, I will definitely share it with you by then." When everyone heard this, it was worth giving up, and at the same time they hoped that Charlie can really copy the rejuvenation pill. Hearing this, Roger, who had just entered the door, heard this, and Roger hurriedly said to Regnar, "Dad, Charlie has no rejuvenation pills." "Nothing?" Regnar smiled contemptuously and said confidently, "I don't believe it." Roger saw his father firmly believe that Charlie must still have a rejuvenation pill, so he looked at him and blurted out and asked, "Dad, are you really going to find him and beg for a rejuvenation pill?" "Yes." Regnar nodded, and said, "You will come with me later, I will apologize to him for you, you kneel down and beg for forgiveness, and then I will tell him about it." Roger's expression was a little depressed. "Dad, you mean I kneel down to admit his mistake, and then you sing red face in the middle?" Regnar glanced at Roger sideways, and asked, "Do you have an opinion?" Roger was startled by the look in his father's eyes, and hurriedly waved his hand and said, "No, I have no opinion." Regnar nodded in satisfaction and said, "I said, a man must be able to bend and stretch. If you kneel is useless, I will kneel as well. As long as I can get a rejuvenation pill, I can call him father. In this world, is there anything more important than life? Okay." Roger knew that his father had been completely hooked by the rejuvenation pill, and it was useless to say anything at this time. When the father and son were walking back, Charlie sent everyone around him away. The banquet was about to begin, but he looked around, only to find that the table he was sitting on was 2 places empty. These 2 positions were prepared for Tianqi and his granddaughter Jovia. Charlie couldn't help but wonder. Based on his understanding of Tianqi, Tianqi had a strong sense of time and kept his promises. He should not be so late. Thinking of this, Charlie took out his mobile phone and called Tianqi. Soon, the call was connected. However, it was Jovia who answered the phone. "Mr. Wade." Jovia's voice was a bit nervous and aggrieved. Charlie hurriedly asked, "Jovia? Where's your grandfather? Why didn't you come to Mr. Song's birthday party?" Jovia sounded with an angry voice, "Wade, Mr. Wade, my grandfather's hospital was smashed. He is busy cleaning up, and may not be able to come to the birthday banquet because he is afraid that it will affect everyone's mood. I didn't tell you and Mr. Song." Charlie wondered, Tianqi was famous, why would anyone not open eyes and smash his shop? So he hurriedly asked, "Who did it?" Jovia said, "They were the 2 fathers and sons of the Wu family in Suzhou. They wanted my grandpa to go to Suzhou to treat Wu Qi in their home. My grandfather felt that Wu Qi's actions were too despicable, so he didn't agree to see him. So they smashed the medical hall." Charlie looked cold. It turned out to be the Wu family father and son? A bit of anger flashed in his heart, and then quickly asked, "You and Mr. Shi are not injured, are you?" Jovia hurriedly said, "No, I was not in the store at the time. When I came back, the store had been smashed, and the Wu family had already left. But Grandpa was fine. It was just the store they smashed." Charlie heard that the 2 of them were not injured, so he relaxed, and said with a cold face, "Jovia, tell Tianqi, I will deal with this matter." With that, Charlie hung up the phone. A cold wave appeared on his face. Sure enough, The Wu family man and his son were arrogant, and they didn't know how to constrain when they came to Orus Hill. Why did Tianqi want to set up a clinic in Orus Hill? Didn't they stay here just because they wanted to repay his kindness? As a result, the Wu family father and son actually smashed his clinic. With this breath, he couldn't swallow anything. Unexpectedly, at this moment, Regnar returned with Roger. Moreover, instead of bringing Roger back to his table, he took Roger directly and rushed to Charlie. When he came to Charlie, Regnar immediately arched his hand and said respectfully, "Mr. Wade, the dog had no eyes and no beads just now, and he offended you. Now I will bring him to apologize to you. I hope you will not remember the villain. Don't be familiar with him in that regard." Charlie just hung up the phone and was angry. Unexpectedly, Regnar took Roger to apologize. He knew that Regnar wanted to get the rejuvenate, so he made a plan and smiled calmly. "Mr. Regnar, use you and your son. In other words, I'm just a live-in son-in-law and a rubbish sling. Where can I be worthy of the apology of Mr. Regnar? For Mr. Regnar, I'm a rubbish sling. You can scold or beat whenever you want.